So does combining minoxidil with a professional laser red light therapy hair regrowth device actually regrow hair? Well, for the last 6 months, I've been testing it on my head, and unfortunately, the results are a little bit disappointing, but there is a bit to unpack here, so let's get into it. All right, where do I begin? There's a couple of videos I've already done. One was a deep dive on hair loss or hair regrowth and red light therapy. Now, it's actually an article over at Light Therapy Insiders. I turned it into a video as well. I highly recommend checking it out if you are watching this video in the quest to regrow or slow down hair loss. And the key takeaways are that, yeah, red light in particular in the 650 to 660 nanometer range can slow down hair loss and may even help with hair regrowth if you use it at the right intensity, but in particular at the right time. You get in early. Now, for more on that, go check out the article. Now, I also reviewed 2 specialized hair regrowth laser/LED headsets. These were from Mitre Red Light, their basic model, and then their Pro version. Again, go check that video out. So after I filmed that video, I decided to take their Pro version, this one here, and use it 4 to 5 times a day as prescribed, 12-minute sessions for 6 months to see if my hair would regrow. I also decided halfway through that 6-month experiment to bring in minoxidil. I figured, you know what? Like, let's pull out all the stops, right? This is probably the last chance I have at regrowing my hair. If it's gonna work, I'll keep doing it. If it doesn't, then I'll save my money and free up some time. I had used this when I was younger. I never saw any results. I used it for about 3 months. To be honest, I wasn't expecting results. And I know some people may say, well, look, why didn't you just use one or the other? I figured that if I see results after 3 to 6 months using this protocol, then I'm going to share it with you guys and you guys can try the same thing. And if I don't, at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, right? So whether, you have to spin around 10 times and drink a glass of water and say a magic word and use the helmet and this, and if that works, then let's do it, right? Like whatever it takes. Anyway, I'm not going to explain minoxidil. I'm sure you're already familiar with it. This was just an off-the-counter product here in New Zealand. I know people recommend higher concentration oral ones. I didn't want to go down that path. You need to get a script for it here in New Zealand. So this is all I had. So before I go through the results, which are disappointing, there we go, I've given the whole video away already. Quick chat about the laser helmet. Remember, this is the professional, more expensive version. It sells for $895. You can get a 5% discount on it. There's a link and a discount code down below. I'm affiliated with Mitre Red Light, so if you do use those links and codes, you save, I get a commission, full disclosure. But anyway, I tested this and it was being the more powerful version. I thought it's gonna hopefully do something. 162 laser diodes putting out 654 nanometers of red light, which is smack bang in the 650 to 660 range, which is great. Intensity is about 5 to 7 milliwatts over centimeter squared. This is on the lower side. And when we look at the research, there's research showing intensities from 3 right through to 90 are effective. So this is definitely on the low side when we're looking at power range, which was always a concern and still is a concern. Still though, it's the best product that I could find for this experiment, so that's why I used it. Other things you need to know about this real quick, it's battery powered. You get about 3 or 4 sessions out of one charge, 12 minutes run times. Pretty comfortable to use. I took out all the foam inserts because it was too tight on my head. I mean, it's not super pleasant, but it's only 12 minutes. You put up with it. No sound, no EMF, no heat or anything like that. So pretty easy to use. Okay, so now for the experiment. As you can see, I don't have a lot of hair, and nor did I 6 months ago. My hair has been thinning since I was in my 20s, no joke. In fact, I had a receding hairline when I was at high school. Didn't even know what it was until one day one of my mates said something, oh, Alex has a receding hairline. And what? And you look it up. I don't think we had the internet back then, or maybe there's some dial-up. But yeah, I realized, oh gosh, I'm losing my hair. Through my 20s, high stress life, job and all of that, I lost a lot of my hair. In my 30s, well, to be honest, my 30s has been a reasonably high stress decade as well. But I know the rate of loss definitely slowed down. And I'm not just saying that like, red light therapy is amazing or anything like that. Like I look back at photos, I'm like, it was dropping off fast, and it's been a slow progression ever since. What happened about 7 years ago when I entered my 30s? Well, I started using red light therapy. Interesting, huh? I say all this, but I'm still losing my hair, okay? So I'm not saying it's, you know, well, I got a full head of hair, because I don't. I do think it has helped slow my hair loss, and the research does support that as well. Let's talk about this experiment. So 6 months ago, I took some photos, well lit, good angles, some before photos, various angles of my head. About 4 or 5 times a week, I used this, and twice a day for the last 3 or 4 months, I was using minoxidil. I also tried to restrict the light that was hitting my head from panels, because I have a lot of red light therapy panels. As you can see, I test them. That's what I do here on this channel. By the way, be sure to subscribe if you like the experiments like this and you want to learn more about red light therapy or these panels, or you just want to know more about me, I guess you can also subscribe for that. And yeah, if you find value in this video, hit like. So when I was using those panels, I would try and wear a cap just to minimize any light hitting my head. Of course, some of the light, especially the near infrared light, would probably penetrate this anyway, so it's not a perfect experiment, but so I tried to control for that. Okay, enough rambling. Let's have a look at the before and after shots. Okay, so first up we have the behind the head shot. I've tried to get them as similar as possible. Now, I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe we've lost a bit more through here, huh? Definitely looks a little bit thinner. Do you guys know? I don't see any major differences. Remember, this is 6 months. It's a long time. Yeah, and to be honest, it actually looks a lot thinner up here, a lot thinner. Now, one thing I will mention, I think my hair is shorter here. I took notes on when this photo was done after a haircut, and then this one, but I realized just today as I was doing this that I didn't go as short. I didn't use a razor on this one, whereas here I did. So there's maybe an extra day or two worth of growth, and you can kind of see that around here compared to this. So, but still, I mean, if you look on top, there's nothing really on here, but there definitely is on this side, the before. But then I feel it, and I'm like, it doesn't feel completely empty. Like, there's still hair up there. I'm not too sure. Anyway, I mean, yeah, you're going to have to say I've lost it. Yeah, even through here, right? Like, it just doesn't seem as thick or as wide. That band there isn't as wide. And this area through here is, yeah, look at it. I mean, now that I'm actually stopping and looking at it, I've lost more here in the last 6 months. Even coming down here, it's, what's that? 312 pixels, 340. I know these the angles and all that the same, but yeah, there hasn't been any hair regrowth. In fact, there's more hair loss. That sucks. All right, top down, before, after. Okay, just look through here. Through here, you can see it's slightly longer hair length wise in the before. Again, I've explained that, but saying that, I mean, it's just more patchy through here. It's so weird how you get these like random clumps, right? Horrible, horrible, horrible. Anyway, yeah, not looking good. I mean, yeah, not great. Keen to hear your thoughts, of course. All right, side shot. Too hard to really say. Doesn't look great. Look, back here, you've got more hair coming, what is that, like past the ear, whereas here, you know, I don't know. It just looks like there's more thinning up here, even through here. Here and here, I'm a Kiwi. We say everything the same. I apologize. But yeah, not looking great, is it? And this is the last shot on the back. I think there was more hair on my head before I did this experiment, which is very disappointing. That's what I said at the start of the video, because not only did I spend a lot of money, I also took a lot of time, you know, putting this on twice a day. My little kids, my 5 and 2-year-old, are like, Daddy, what are you doing? And then wearing this, it's like, Daddy, can I wear it? What are you doing? I mean, I was literally traveling with this all around the world so I could do this experiment. So that sucks, right? It really sucks. So what does this all mean? Well, look, these are my thoughts. If you look at the science, just look at the science. The research is solid. Red light therapy can help slow down hair loss and may be able to help regrow hair, okay? That's not me saying that, it's what the science shows. However, you need a particular wavelength of light, which we actually had in here. And you also need to get the right intensity. Remember, this was only about 5 to 7 milliwatts. In the research, we're looking at everything from 3 to 90. So this is quite weak. So that's something we'll come back to. Thirdly, you need to come in and use it early. I would like to think that I'm early enough, like I'm not completely bald up top there. I'd be early enough to see some slowdown or maybe some hair regrowth, but that didn't happen. Now, what about the intensities? Look, if this was putting out 50 milliwatts instead of 7, or maybe it'd be different. And then I wonder, because I typically use panels which are putting out about 40 to 50 milliwatts at 6 inches, maybe over the last few years when I have been using panels without a cap, that's why I've seen this slowdown in hair loss. Which then begs the question, if you're going to do this, if you want to do this, and you'd have to ask why you would after my results, are you better off paying $900 for this, or just going out and getting a panel for $900 or even less and getting a lot more power? And you can also use that panel for your chest, your skin, your feet, your sore knee, whatever, whereas this is very limiting, and maybe get more results. I mean, that's kind of how I would argue it. But if you're sitting here saying, should I even use it? Should I save the money and the time? Look, here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to keep using this. It's going back in the box. Why bother? I mean, you've seen the results. I'm also not going to use this. I've got a couple bottles left. I'm over it. If you want it, let me know. I'm going to accept the fact that I'm going bald, or I am bald. I have recently started using a Remington razor. I'll put a link to it down below. It's on Amazon. Really, really good. It's so much better than using a razors. It's just electric, like, I don't know, floating head device. Use it like every second day. Amazing. And I'm happy doing that, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. Embrace the baldness. Or I may even look at transplants one day. I don't know, that sort of interests me. Like, it's kind of cool. Imagine having hair again. But I'm not going to use the helmet or minoxidil. So what should you do? Well, yeah, it's entirely up to you. I think if you're young, in your 20s still, you could give it a shot because the research is solid. It will slow it down and can help with regrowth. The next question is, should you get a helmet or a panel? I would probably just get a panel. It's just a more practical red light therapy device. Keen to hear your thoughts. And if you don't know what panel to get, I've got a heap of videos on finding the best panel. In fact, I literally have a video finding the best red light therapy panel 2024. I'll chuck it up here. You can watch that. Keen to hear your thoughts on this video and experiment though. Sorry to disappoint. I'm disappointed, but truth hurts sometimes. Check this out.